Solomon Linda, the African composer whose song roared around the world. Solomon Popoli Linda was a South African singer, composer, and musical innovator whose song Mbube became one of the most recognizable melodies in the world. Millions of people know its later version as The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Far fewer know that the melody originated with a Zulu laborer whose work generated international success while he and his family received little of its wealth. Music. Born in rural South Africa, Linda was born in 1909 near Pomeroy in rural KwaZulu-Natal. He attended Gordon Memorial Mission School, where he encountered church music, choir competitions, and several musical traditions. He blended those influences with Zulu songs performed at weddings and community gatherings. South African History Online. During the early 1930s, Linda moved to Johannesburg in search of employment. He worked in a furniture shop and later at the Carlton Hotel while developing his musical career. He eventually formed Solomon Linda and the Evening Birds, an a cappella group that became popular at weddings and competitive choir performances. South African History Online. The birth of Mbube. In 1939, Linda entered a Johannesburg recording studio with the Evening Birds. Against the group's deep vocal harmonies, he improvised a soaring falsetto melody and repeatedly sang the word Mbube, meaning lion in Zulu. WIPO. The recording became an enormous South African success. By 1949, it had reportedly sold more than 100,000 copies, making Linda a celebrated musical figure in his country. The song also helped give its name to the Mbube style of Isicathamiya a cappella music. South African History Online. Linda and the Evening Birds helped transform Zulu choral performance. Their sound combined powerful bass harmonies with Linda's high lead voice, creating a musical structure that would influence generations of South African performers. 10 shillings for a worldwide song. Although Mbube became a major success, Linda assigned its worldwide copyright to the Gallo Record Company for only 10 shillings. The song later reached the United States, where folk singer Pete Seeger and the Weavers adapted it as Wimowe. The title came from their mishearing of the Zulu phrase Uyimbube, meaning he is the lion. WIPO. During the early 1960s, George David Weiss, Hugo Peretti, and Luigi Creatore reworked the melody again, adding English lyrics and renaming it The Lion Sleeps Tonight. The new version became an international popular music standard, WIPO. More than 150 artists eventually recorded versions of the song. It appeared in films, stage productions, and advertisements, including Disney's The Lion King. Yet for many years, the music industry failed to acknowledge that the worldwide phenomenon began with Solomon Linda's Mbube. WIPO. The composer who died in poverty. While publishers and performers earned money from adaptations of his melody, Linda received almost none of the international royalties. After collapsing during a performance in 1959, he was diagnosed with kidney disease. He died on October 8, 1962, leaving behind his wife and children. He died in poverty, and his family reportedly could not afford a proper headstone for his grave. WIPO. The world continued singing his melody while the name of the African man who created it remained largely hidden. His family fought back. During the late 1990s and early 2000s, renewed reporting exposed how Mbube had generated millions while Linda's family received little benefit. His estate was reopened in 2004, and legal action was brought in South Africa concerning the unauthorized exploitation of Mbube through The Lion Sleeps Tonight. The case involved Disney because the adapted song had been licensed for The Lion King. WIPO. A worldwide settlement was reached in 2006. Under its terms, Linda's heirs became entitled to payment for past uses and royalties from future uses of The Lion Sleeps Tonight. The Lion Sleeps Tonight was formally acknowledged as deriving from Mbube. Solomon Linda was recognized as a co-composer. A trust was established to administer the family's rights and payments. WIPO. The settlement could not restore the years Linda lived without recognition or compensation, but it returned his name to the history of the song he created. The Lion's True Voice. Solomon Linda's story is not only about one musician. It is about how African creativity has often been extracted, renamed, repackaged, and sold without properly recognizing or compensating its creators. Linda created a melody in Johannesburg that crossed oceans, languages, and generations. Other people changed its title, added lyrics, and built fortunes around it, but the lion's original voice remained his. Before The Lion Sleeps Tonight, there was Mbube. Before the worldwide hit, there was Solomon Linda. The industry buried his name beneath new titles, but it could never silence his song.